This is a crazy one. Deion Sanders says he wants a salary cap in college football, which we can all get behind. Paul Finebaum of the SEC Network responds with, stick to football. Crazy.
I love a lot of Deion. Stick to football.
Thought we left that phrase 7 years ago in the dust. We did not. Paul Finebaum says stick to football. I want to get to those comments. I will toss out that we have, per Ross Dellinger, as of yesterday, gotten into an even crazier report where now NIL collectives are back. And Deloitte was like, you know what? You're right. Just kidding. The SEC can do whatever they want.
This is for the best.
We took away any possible salary caps. So Deion is slapped in the face by the SEC and Deloitte and this College Sports Commission. And Paul Finebaum, which his reasoning for saying stick to football wasn't even good.
Yeah.
Deion says we need to figure out the whole NIL deal. That we should probably limit what the players can make. They maybe shouldn't make more than our assistant coaches. That is just kind of bad. And you're right. In college football, it is. He wants to keep some sort of amateurism. And what's wild is Finebaum gets on ESPN and is like, right now, there's so many issues in college. We're dealing with so much out there. The world's a really tough place. And it's almost insensitive that Deion would say something like this. He should just stick to coaching football. Another idiotic Paul Feinbaumism.
I'll have to go back and check. But you mentioned the reasoning there. Paul Finebaum basically saying there's enough wrong with college football right now. Right. In fact, I believe the quote was something like, let the players continue to ruin it like they're doing right now. Classic Paul Finebaum. I don't think, though, he was using that excuse when there was conference realignment or an expansion of the college football playoff. Like, I don't think he's used that excuse yet of, it's already messed up enough, guys, fellas. Let's keep on the right page here. You know, let's continue messing up this other stuff. And now it's a problem when it comes to salary caps. I wonder what 6 SEC coaches were texting him the quote that Deion put out there. I mean, this isn't a surprise. I agree with Deion here. Yeah. I think a lot of us do. Like, I think that's good for college football. Well, and I'd even It's bad for Ohio State. It's bad for LSU. It's bad for Alabama. Right. It's really good for Cincinnati. It's really good for Colorado. Yeah, it's good for Baylor. Mm-hmm. It's bad for Tech at this point.
Bad for Texas Tech. Bad for Tech. Because if we tell you...
Tech and BYU, maybe the only schools in this conference that it's bad for.
Your NIL limit is $40 million for your entire athletic department, budget as you may. It puts everyone on the same plane.
What are we supposed to do with that? That's scraps.
Texas Tech is over there with $15 million extra going, well, I guess we'll go back to building facilities.
We'll just keep building stuff. Oil
rigs.
Well, like, not only is a salary cap a good idea for the rest of college football, I'm going to take it a step further. Oh. It's something that I think we've more or less gotten rid of in the NBA. Bird rights. Okay. If you want to cap this thing both financially and kind of put a wrangle on this transfer portal, the school that you're at right now can offer you more money than anywhere else. If we're doing salary caps, right? Just like we would do in the NBA. We can go over the salary cap. We can go over whatever apron we have if you're going to stay here. And we're not going to get penalized for that. Is that not a foolproof way of doing this? And it probably does open the door for, it probably opens a bad door for more coaching staffs just being like, that's all right, we don't want you anymore. Mm-hmm. And maybe schools are penny pinching like we see some franchises and they don't want to do that. But at that point, that's your school's fault. That's not the game's fault. So I think we can even take it a step further from the salary cap and say, hey, if you're going to stay at your school, that school can offer you a max deal, right? Just like in the NBA, for more than anyone else can. Am I making some sense here?
You are, and also
there's still a power dynamic. Like, Baylor can't just do that every year. They still, like, they don't have. I know it's a salary cap, but they don't have endless pockets, right? They don't have. If you have a situation like this year where you have 3 or 4 NFL guys that are going to be picked in the draft next year, like a Baylor, a TCU, and Iowa State, it's going to be pretty tough for them to keep all those guys, and that's a whole other issue. But we're already dealing with that issue, just without a salary cap, without some parameters.
I was in an Uber recently.
Nice.
And king of forced analogies. It's not an analogy; it's just a story. I was in an Uber, and the Uber driver said, so "What did you learn from Big 12 Media Days?" Which is a crazy thing for any Uber driver to understand or know. And I said, "Yeah."
He texted it to you before he picked you up.
Yeah, I
thought
mentioned
that was odd. Yeah,
Mike Gundy being very passionate about kids being employees, and the guy goes, "Ugh, that's a terrible idea." And I thought, no, it's kind of not. It's not. And I have been the number one guy screaming on here, hey, if you get a better offer to go work somewhere else, you should have the ability to take it. You should have the ability to say, hey, I'm going to drop out from, I always use Deloitte and KPMG. I'm going to go work for the other financial company, not this one, because they're paying me more money. I'm okay with that. Free market, capitalism, eagle screech. In a situation like this, we're talking retention. I think the bird is a great idea. Because now the school who has this child, this 18, 19-year-old playing on your football team, can incentivize them staying within your program. Now, Ohio State can't give them a $5 million better offer. And yeah, maybe you're playing at Western Kentucky, but if in 5 years Western Kentucky has invested in football enough, they can say, we can pay you a competitive salary based on what you could also get at Alabama or Ohio State. And maybe you're only 2 or 3 guys on the team that get that. At least you get that and can stay home and play for your hometown team and not miss out on millions of dollars and a future NFL opportunity. I think that makes the most sense to calm the transfer portal.
I like that. I think it does make a lot of sense. We would need to talk about if their employees, obviously, contracts, which I think probably needs to come into college athletics.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Paul Finebaum's going to hate this conversation.
There's already enough wrong.
He's going to tell us just stick to podcasting. He's going to he's like,
there's the 5 plus 11 is already too much, guys. Stick to the microphone. Yep. Stick to SEO. Stick to YouTube.
Yep. The American is rebranding its conference with an anthropomorphic eagle. Spent millions of dollars on a rebrand campaign.
And how can you call them an All-American?
All you guys can talk about is NIL, a salary cap, and the future of college athletics. When the American, right in front of your eyes, have you seen their eagle yet?
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's a bad
You're
investment.
repping it right now.
It's a really tough. I
can just imagine what Finebaum's going to come up next, though. He's going to be like, Iowa State can't have tents on the sideline, and you guys are talking about this? Are you kidding me? Prior Big 12 approval? That's what's going on in college football right now? You want to talk about money? You want to talk about literally the biggest issue in college football right now? Deion, how about you stick to coaching?
Bob Bowlesby's retiring. This is the topic today, and Bob Bowlesby's retiring.
You're laughing, and Bob Bowlesby's retiring.
This is another example of ESPN and really the SEC pundits. They don't even hide it at this point. But by the way, Jimbo Fisher just hired as an ACC network analyst. Awesome. One of the days of my life where I'd gone months thinking that's not a thing anymore. We got rid of that. We did not. There is still an ACC network in the void, along with the Big 12 studios. And
no CW, but
no, it's not. We just saw an ad for HBO Max and the Big 12 a couple days ago during Shark Week. Big 12's on Shark Week. Another example of an ESPN pundit, SEC leaning ESPN pundit, coming out against the Big 12 and telling a Big 12 coach that they should stick to football. They don't know what they're talking about and they're wasting time.
Shut up and coach.
Shut up
and whistle.
An insane thing for Paul Finebaum to drop on Deion Sanders this week. Coming up, Jake Retzlaff is Tulane bound. This is just sad for all of the people of the world. Don't tell the orphans. It's going to ruin their day. Locked on Big 12. Locked on Baylor, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.